The Council heard that in 2025, settlement advancement reached its highest level since UN tracking began in 2017, with Israel's cabinet on December the 11th deciding to approve or regularize 19 settlements in the occupied West Bank, including in regions evacuated by Israel in 2005.
I condemn relentless Israeli settlement expansions in the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, which fuels tensions, impedes Palestinian land access, and threatens the viability of the contiguous and sovereign Palestinian state. The expanding or settlement, including outposts, coincides with rising settler attacks, further entrenching the unlawful occupation and violating international law, undermining Palestinian self-determination. All Israeli settlements in the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, and related infrastructure have no legal validity and violate international law and UN resolutions.
Pointed to a 2024 advisory opinion of the International Court of Justice that Israel's continued presence in the occupied Palestinian territory was unlawful and must cease as soon as possible, that Israel's settlement policy violated international law, and that its policies amounted to annexation and a violation of the prohibition of the acquisition of territory by force. The UN General Assembly has subsequently passed a number of resolutions, including one in September last year, demanding that Israel brings an end to its unlawful presence in the OPT within 12 months. That deadline has come and gone.
In 2025, settlement advancement reached its highest point since UN began tracking in 2017. I urge Israel to abide by its obligation under international law, recalling the International Court of Justice opinion of 19 July 2024, which obliges Israel to cease all settlement activities, evacuate settlers, and end its unlawful presence in the occupied Palestinian territory promptly. Escalating violence and tensions in the West Bank are alarming. Israeli security operations in the Northwest Bank caused high fatalities, population displacement, and large-scale destruction, especially in refugee camps. Continued Israeli security presence in camps contravenes obligations to end the unlawful occupation.
The United States remains focused.
The United States called the Council's 2016 settlements resolution a distraction, affirming rather a November 2025 resolution that gave effect to President Donald Trump's Gaza peace plan.
It's been clear. The United States opposes these quarterly briefings on UNSCR 2334 as they only distract from pressing threats to international peace and security. Resolution 2803, not 2334, charts the path towards a stable, safe, and prosperous Middle East. We are working with partners to stand up the International Stabilization Force and train fully vetted Palestinian police, not rehashing decades of failed policies. This council should recognize and end its outsized focus on an outdated resolution. The United States remains focused on keeping Israel secure and the Gaza and West Bank stable. President Trump has been perfectly clear that the United States expects the violence in the West Bank to end and that the United States will not allow the annexation of the West Bank.
The position that Resolution 2334 was a distraction also received pushback.
The resolution of the Security Council can be unilaterally declared outdated. They remain relevant and in force until they are implemented. Pakistan's position remains principled and consistent. The Israeli occupation of the occupied Palestinian territory must end, and the Palestinian people must be enabled to exercise their inalienable right to self-determination through the establishment of an independent sovereign state of Palestine.
While condemning settler violence against Palestinians, the UN also pointed to continued armed attacks by Palestinians against Israelis, while calling for dangerous provocations and incitement to violence to stop immediately. Sherman Riceby's SABC News, New York.